Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV. I'm joined today by a unique person in the supply chain and logistics industry, a real trailblazer, a leader in her sphere, not only in Australia, where she hails from today, but also globally. Dr. Sharyn Grant has over 20 years' experience in the logistics and supply chain space as a practitioner, as a business owner, as we're about to hear more about, a consultant, and also a very successful academic. You specialised in the area of supply chain performance and management in general. Just as by way of a bit of background, in the 2000s, Dr. Grant was working her way through the logistics landscape in the first female-led supply chain logistics management consulting organisation, both from an educational practitioner and coaching perspective. Sharyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Kim. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, as I mentioned at the top, you're quite a unique individual in as much of the achievements have scanned both sides from academic and into practice, been lecturing for many years. And you've also formed an organisation in recent years, the last 3 or 4 years, servicing many, many clients through supply chain partners. And we're going to learn more about that shortly. So Sharyn, as I mentioned, you were the first female-led consulting business in Australia. You've dealt with many organisations, both in Australia and around the world. You've also lectured around the world as well. Tell us a little bit about supply chain partners, first of all, a little bit about the business model and the type of members that you have.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, Supply Chain Partners is an award-winning global B2B marketplace and also a business and supply chain professional community. We help business executives and supply chain professionals to discover better ways to improve their business and supply chain performance by connecting them with industry experts with innovative solutions and also with professional development opportunities, because it's all about accelerating their goals for their business supply chain and their professional development. And we help expert suppliers and service providers who have innovative business and supply chain solutions to showcase their solutions and to help them to educate, inform, and connect with their target audience through business promotions and also professional events so that they can build relationships with their target audience and grow their business. Our educational approach is paramount to helping the industry. We provide free business and supply chain coaching, education, and networking events to help our members to accelerate their business, supply chain, and professional goals.
Yeah, that's awesome, Sharyn. I mean, where did the idea of setting up Supply Chain Partners come from? It's quite a unique organisation.
Thank you. Yes, I created Supply Chain Partners to help organisations and industry professionals to navigate through this complex world of business and supply chain by providing them with easy access to experts and innovative solutions. And this has stemmed from my background in supply chain consulting and also from my academic background. I wanted to make sure that we provided an educational approach to help organisations to understand how these key challenges are impacting industry and their organisations.
Yeah, great. Well, as I say, very unique. Not aware of too many other organisations that are doing things quite the way that you are. I know you've had a lot of success. You're getting a real lift in numbers, as I understand it at the moment. From I would have thought probably just around Australia or APAC, but evidently you're getting membership right across the world at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. And over the last few months, our membership has tripled, because we have opened it up to allow our global audience to come into our professional community as members.
Sure. Well, I've had a look at the website, obviously, and I can see there's a whole range of different options of membership, and it gives people within the group different models of engagement, which looks really interesting.
Essentially, there are two major components to Supply Chain Partners, our B2B marketplace and our professional community. So firstly, I'll explain our marketplace. So with our global B2B marketplace, our expert members are using storefront marketing to promote their credentials and their services, products, training courses, videos, case studies. We love featuring our expert members on our Supply Chain Partners TV and podcast. Our podcast listeners span 19 countries, and we're very proud that our listeners love our quality content because we do cover key business and supply chain issues, topics, and trends. And our expert members are able to share real-life examples about critical business and supply chain issues that are impacting the industry. We also feature our expert members on Supply Chain Partners newsletters and also on our Supply Chain Partners Coffee Break LinkedIn Live to better understand how their business operates and so that they can explain their special offers for Supply Chain Partners members. Secondly, I'll explain our business and supply chain professional community. In addition to our expert members, we recently welcomed our global audience of business and supply chain professionals to join our professional community as individual members or corporate members. They can set up their member profiles and also access member offers, and they can attend our free business and supply chain coaching, education, and networking events.
Well, thanks for that briefing, Sharyn. As I said, interesting business model and well done on your success so far.
Thank you very much.
So, Sharyn, perhaps we could just talk a little bit about the organisations that you work with. I know you have a lot of collegiate webinar type environments. You have coffee breaks with your members online. Talk to us a little bit about some of the prevailing issues that some of your members are finding and the challenges around supply chain at the moment. What are one or two that really stand out to you?
Yes, I talk with our members on a daily basis at Supply Chain Partners. And when we record our podcast interviews on Supply Chain Partners TV and podcast, we go into depth about key business and supply chain issues impacting the industry and their client organisations. There's quite a long list of supply chain issues, so I'll touch on a few of the significant issues. One issue is the lack of visibility of customer demand, and this is impacting manufacturing companies and their planning processes. And this is being caused by operating in complex supply chains that have considerable uncertainty and volatility. And another issue is carbon emissions from freight transport. And this is a significant issue, and it's getting worse with the growth of freight movement, particularly with the increase of usage of buying products online and also the growth of international trade volumes. Another issue is with truck driver fatigue in the road transport industry. And this is a significant issue, particularly regarding heavy vehicles. And there are laws that cover when transport industry drivers should work and rest. However, recording these hours and maintaining a paper-based work diary also places pressure on the driver.
So thanks for that, Sharyn. Look, you specialise in strategic supply chain performance management. From that strategic perspective, what can organisations do to improve how they perform in supply chains and how they operate?
Excellent. Yes. So if we take a look at B2B firms, they operate in strategic supply chains where they are accountable for performing as required by their strategic customers and their strategic suppliers. So these strategic supply chains are critical supply chains. B2B firms operate in rapidly changing, challenging, and competitive business environments. So they need robust capabilities so that they can thrive in these competitive environments. Now, I love learning from top performing firms to identify what capabilities they have to operate successfully in strategic supply chains. Top-performing B2B firms acknowledge that their strategic supply chains are a strategic asset, and they use unique and difficult-to-replicate dynamic capabilities for competitive differentiation.
So, Dr. Sharyn Grant, Supply Chain Partners, absolute delight to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Your input has been very, very insightful. We wish you all the best with Supply Chain Partners. Sounds like a really fantastic organisation for any members of the supply chain, whether they be practitioners, academics, supply chain and logistics organisations themselves, to belong to, because I know there's an enormous amount of conversation goes on within the organisation. So thanks for coming along today. It's been fantastic to talk to you. How do people get hold of you?
Thank you very much, Kim. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting with you today. Now, if anyone would like to visit our marketplace, it's supplychainpartners.co, and they'll be able to have a look and have a tour of our marketplace, and they're very welcome to contact us with any questions they may have.
That's great. Thanks so much, Sharyn, and thank you to our audience for joining us, and we look forward to staying in touch with you on Logistics Executive TV.